Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Futures Club podcast, where we come to chill and get our minds right. I am Judith Daniel, your host and owner of Juju Star Productions LLC, where we have an array of products designed to help and encourage and uplift and push you forward in life. If you want to know more, go ahead and click that link. But for now, sit back and enjoy the show. You guys. Okay, so we're just going to jump right in. You heard the intro. Today we are going to have this thought together. As I'm sitting here going over this case, like putting it together for an appearance, my thoughts go back to what would I have been doing, or who would I have been if I would have listened to what they thought I should do. Who would I have been if I would have listened to everyone that was around me telling me, don't do this. Oh, you should do this. This would be good for you. Oh, I don't like that because I'm nervous about that. Who would I have been? What would I be doing right now? Would I be alive right now? So let's start there. I am dealing with a case that has been about, I don't know, 18 to 20 years in the making. And the one thing that I didn't realize is everything that I had been through to get to where I am right now. Now, I'm a good one for reflecting and being like, okay, so, let's look back a little bit and see how far we done came. But when I looked at some of the issues and some of the court proceedings and some of the fighting for my life scenarios, and then people tried to tell me, oh, no, it's okay. That's not going to happen. You know, I it's a hard thing to decipher someone else's intentions for you through their words and your intentions for you, making sure it's not someone else's words that are in your head. I know that sentence barely made sense. So if I have a lot of people, a magnitude of people telling me the same thing over and over, but in my mind, I'm like, that don't seem quite right though. But if everybody is seeing it, what does that mean? So even though there could be a whole bunch of people saying the same thing, what is your inner voice saying to you as well? We can't leave that out of the equation, because when we do that, we get into dangerous territory. Because as we know, people are fickle. One day they feel this way, so they could say these things. And the next day they feel this way, so they could say these things. Okay? Without really saying too much, but saying everything at the same time. Your voice, your inner, I think I should go this way, has to be louder than any external thing. And when you start dimming your voice to appease an external voice, that's when we fall into those depressions. That's when we fall into that confusion. That's when it's harder to decide what should I do? Why? Because we are trying not to let anyone else down. So we would rather sacrifice ourselves and let ourselves down than to let someone else down. And at the end of the day, if you do that, when you look in the mirror, the figurative mirror, or when you go about and reflect, you're like, dang, I wish I would have did it this way. And sometimes the burden or consequence that comes with listening to that external voice over your own can be detrimental to your mental health, which we know everything starts in the mind, and it'll start to become detrimental to your physical health. So once you go through that, and I'm just giving a scenario here, and somebody says, no, you should pick red, you should pick red, and you're like, but I really like blue. I'm trying to keep it simple, but also show how severe this can get. You should pick the red externally. You should pick the red. And you're like, but you guys, I really think that blue one is it. And then they're like, no, this is why the red. And they put on that voice where they telling the truth, right? And you're like, well, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I don't know why I'm being like the blue, it got me, yo. And then they keep at it, right? So then you ultimately choose the red, and you're like, well, okay, you know. And now, not even knowing what a background of what the red and the blue represents, you're in the red, right? You got the red, right? Okay. Then you see the blue flourish, become beautiful, show all its glory, and just immerse and become victorious in all of the positives. And the red that everybody told you should pick is dull, it's unfulfilling, is stagnating you. Like, it causes so much confusion because you're like, well, I don't even, but why did, I mean, but what really is the red though? And you're stuck over there. All right. You're stuck over there, disappointed, let down yourself. And then you're like, I knew I should have went with the blue. I don't know why, but I just felt pulled. I just felt like that was it. I felt like, I don't know, but I didn't see nothing. I didn't know nothing, but I could have swore I knew because it felt like I should go with blue. But everybody kept saying, they kept giving examples. It kept looking like what it should, it was supposed to do, I guess. But, I wasn't feeling it. But because they kept saying it, I chose it anyway. Now, years later, again, you're seeing that blue rise to the top like uncontrollably, supernaturally, just levitating in every way. And this red is not only not doing nothing, but it's becoming a burden. It's becoming a bad memory. It's becoming something that weighs you down. And in your mind, again, everything starts in the mind. You're like, if only I would have. I can't change the past, and now I'm stuck. And now not only am I stuck, why did I listen to everybody else? Why didn't I do what I thought I should do? And even if I would have messed up, at least I went with what I thought for myself was the right way to go. Who knew it would have taken off like that? And now this red is causing me anguish. I'm in regret. I have remorse for it. I feel like it trapped me. I don't even want to do this no more. Because what am I going to do with this red? It doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't, I mean, why did I do that? Why did I do that? All this stress that it's causing me, like, and now I'm stuck with it. And now I'm stuck with it. And then we start getting to where we can't handle things. And we start getting to where we don't want to even try to handle things anymore. Then we're in the mindset of, I don't even give a fill in the blank. And then we become reckless in our bodies, keeping our temples healthy. And we just want our mindset to not care and not think about it and just F it. Whatever comes, comes. F it. I'm going to die anyway. F it. Right? Because if only we had listened to ourselves, I would have felt better. I would have felt like, and then I would have been mind blown because it did so well. And that was a choice that I wanted for me to do so well. And now I'm over here deteriorating. And now I done drank myself into disease. I mean, what else is there to do when it's gotten this bad? Or I feel this bad? Or everything seems this bad? Who would want to be in my shoes? I don't even want to be in my shoes. Let's just, the only reasonable thing for me to do would be to give up my turn. Now you see how fast, when you don't listen to your inner voice and put it over someone else's, things can go. So now you've made a decision that you think is just unrepairable. You've made a decision that you think is stuck with you for life, and who the freak would want that life? Now I've embarrassed myself to the point of no return. Why would I want to continue to be myself? Why would I want to continue to be here? It all starts in the mind. I want to make that very clear. And if we don't know how to reprogram that, we can make lifetime decisions due to temporary situations, which works out good for no one. What we have to do is learn to flip that switch, because we are always one decision away from a complete U-turn, if that is what we desire. And what if that next decision changed the course? What if that next decision took you out of that funk in a way that you never really even imagined? What if that next decision was the best decision? Again, everything starts in the mind, and then the body follows its orders. We have to understand the how-tos, how to make your voice the most powerful voice in any situation. We have to understand that our mind is where everything starts. If it's going to be positive, if it's going to be negative, and we have to understand who we are in order to have a foundation to make those incredible decisions work in our favor. You have to know how incredible you are, how powerful you are, what your voice actually means. Because that option to quote unquote give up your turn should have never been on the table. We don't need that option. All we need is that next correct decision. And let me tell you, embarrassment happens. Financial deficit happens. Sadness happens. This is lifing. But when you have that foundation, things don't affect you as severely as they would if you didn't. Because nobody said you can't go ahead and choose blue now, right? They just said you see what's happening with blue. Nobody said, oh, you can change your mind at any time and choose blue. Nothing was set in stone, but in our minds, we create these traps for ourselves that say we cannot when we have every right to. You see? And your mind was just one thought away from turning everything around and saying, you know what? I tried this red. It ain't working. I'm going over there with the blue, like I originally wanted to do. And then now you've grabbed hold of the blue and you just feel better automatically because it was the road you should have taken in the first place, because that was the initial thought that you had. So when you have that next moment that comes at you and you're like, oh, I've made a wrong choice. I've done something to embarrass myself. I don't know, whatever that choice might be, because I've been in all those situations, every single one of them, and I'm still here, you know, and I've been bullied, and I have been the butt of jokes, and I have been slandered on things that were not true, and I have been called out for just being myself. It's okay. It happens. And I'm telling you, it won't be the last time. But when you have that solid foundation, it ain't that severe. Nothing will be, sorry guys, that severe. So when we come back, and if you haven't signed up for the program, these are the things that we talk about. The solidifying who we are in order to make the best decisions for ourselves without compromise, even though good advice should always be taken into consideration. But we have to understand that our voice needs to be the most powerful. Any questions, make sure you let me know. Have a good one, guys. As always, thank you for joining us again for another episode. We hope you enjoyed yourself, but the best way to know is if you leave a comment or you send me a message and you actually let me know. If you have any questions, I would love to be able to answer those on the next episode, so go ahead and leave me that as well. But until next time, just know you are worth it to be wherever you want to be.